Alright, welcome to Conspiracy Fact Daily, episode 32. It's March 28th. We're going to skip Ron Paul today and current events and everything going on in the world. And we're going to talk about a guy named Albert Pike. Albert Pike was a Freemason in the 19th century. He is infamous because he kind of wrote the Bible on Freemasonry. There's two real things, aspects of Albert Pike that people look into. One, that he exposed the true nature of Freemasonry and its worship of Lucifer, and that he in fact worshipped Lucifer. And two, he was infamous because he wrote this letter that predicted 3 world wars. Now today, we're going to take a look at Albert Pike and what he wrote in his Morals and Dogma, and really try to get to the facts versus the theory, the speculation. Because there is a word that is synonymous with Albert Pike, and that word is hoax. Now if you go to my blog, conspiracyfactdaily.blogspot.com, I've got a list of a lot of the excerpts and quotes that we'll be talking about today for your reference. I think it's important to talk about Freemasonry and look at it in a non-sensational, very straightforward way and realize how dangerous it is in our world, and that these ideas that Hollywood and comedians, comics, media, etc. suggest about Freemasonry being a ridiculous conspiracy. In fact, when you strip away all the sensationalism and all the ridiculousness, there's facts there, and that's what the show is all about. It's about finding conspiracy facts, because the idea that Freemasonry is a conspiracy theory is just not true. So the name of the document is Morals and Dogma by Albert Pike, and we're just going to start out with his infamous Lucifer quote. This is straight out of Morals and Dogma. Lucifer, the light bearer, strange and mysterious name to get to the spirit of darkness. Lucifer, the son of the morning? Is it he who bears the light, and with its splendors intolerable blinds feeble, sensual, or selfless souls? Doubt it not. Alright, so that's the quote. That's the quote that pretty much is the verdict of guilty. Albert Pike, you worship Satan. Now, like I said, we're gonna look at this in a straightforward manner, and I'm gonna read the words right before that, the sentence right before that in Morals and Dogma. And it reads, the book of Revelation, or the Apocalypse, is to those who receive the 19th degree, the apotheosis of that sublime faith which aspires to God alone, and despises all the pomps and works of Lucifer. So when you look at that phrase there, when you look at that sentence, it is obviously not praising Satan. It's saying Satan's the enemy. We despise Satan. If you read a little bit of Revelation, if you read a little bit of Scripture, you understand what Albert Pike is referencing here, because Lucifer is called the morning star. Lucifer is called an angel of light. But don't worry, I'm not defending Albert Pike. I'm not letting him off the hook. I'm just looking at this in a truthful sense. I'm not trying to stretch the truth. The fact is, that is not enough to go on, and it makes the truth movement, it makes people who are concerned about Freemasonry and its true nature, it makes us look like fools. Now, the argument can be made that the subject here is a 19th degree Mason, and that this lower Mason doesn't truly understand what Albert Pike is talking about. Yes, the 19th degree Mason is opposed to all that Lucifer stands for, but perhaps when you get to the higher degrees of Mason, it's a different story. So let's take that thought and read some other words from Morals and Dogma written by Albert Pike. And here we go. The blue degrees are but the outer court of the portico of the temple. Part of the symbols are displayed there to the initiate, but he is intentionally misled by false interpretations. It is not intended that he shall understand them, but it is intended that he shall imagine he understands them. Their true explication is reserved for the princes of Masonry. So this crazy concept that a lot of people have that try to dig into truth, that Freemasonry is somehow this hidden secret society where the lower levels are kept in the dark and the true illumination is at the top, that's not a stretch of truth. It's fact, and it's straight out of the Morals and Dogma of Freemasonry, written by Albert Pike. Again, I'm just reading from Morals and Dogma by Albert Pike. You can get it anywhere online. You can get a nice little fresh PDF. It's about 500 pages long, and it's all the documentation you need to spread the truth about Freemasonry and how it has nothing to do with what the lower levels think it has to do with. Alright, more to come on the other side.